And since it's a pussy ass beer, it's going in my Budweiser regular ass fucking beer glass. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, it smells hoppy as shit. It smells fucking hoppy. Fucking A. Alright. Founders All Day IPA. That's right. That's what it looks like in the Budweiser glass. The head definitely is has like bigger, fizzier bubbles than a standard IPA. You can see that shit. You can see that shit. That doesn't look like fucking craft beer IPA head. But let's see what it tastes like. Smells hoppy with something under it. It doesn't taste like a light beer, but it kind of does. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another one of Hoggie's beer reviews. This is a quick beer review on the webcam, and you already saw the little intro we did here. I cracked the first one of these beers open maybe about 15 minutes ago while doing the Friday Bullshit video. So I got the first impression of it already, but I still wanted to give you guys kind of a straight up review. Today's beer, man, take a real good look at it. From Founders in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is the All Day IPA. And they specify that it is a session ale. Now, why do they do that? Well, the answer is simple. It's because this IPA, see, most IPAs are in the 6% to 8% alcohol by volume range. A grand majority kind of fall into the 7.2, 7.4, that kind of thing, 7.5 I should say. But no, this is made to be lighter and more easy drinking. This, as it says right here, is 4.7% alcohol by volume. Apparently, this is kind of a micro trend within craft brewing nowadays to make, hoppy, tasty beers, IPAs per se, that are lighter and have a lower alcohol content, so you can drink a tasty beer all through the day and not get smashed too soon, too early. I'm not fond of the idea, but it is what it is. Now, honestly, I bought these because I did not know that they were 4.7%. Had I known that this $11 six-pack was 4.7%, I would not have bought it. But that's just me. I like drinking real beer, full capacity, no holds barred beer, not watered down beer. And to people who say, well, I want to drink IPAs all day and they're too strong and too heavy and I can't do that, drink more and boost your tolerance. That's my advice to you. There are plenty of good IPAs out there that are 5.5 to 6.5. Find Sam Attitude's Latitude IPA, Latitude 48 IPA is a perfect example. That's the kind of IPA that I can drink all day. Worst comes to worst, support Anheuser-Busch and drink Longhammer. I forget what their ABV is, but I know it's not that high. It's like in the high fives, low sixes, but stuff like that. 4.7 is too low for an IPA, but it is what it is, and I want to review it and share it with you guys really quick here. So before we crack it open, and this would be the second one that I do have from the six-pack, Beer Advocate, really quick. Woo, damn, there's a lot of ratings here. On Beer Advocate, it has a total right now of 2,456 ratings. And out of that, it scores an 87. Pretty good. Very good, actually, is how they rate that. Of course, it is from Founders Brewing in Michigan. It's categorized as an American IPA at 4.7% alcohol by volume, and it is a year-round beer. Jumping over to Rate Beer, out of 755 ratings, it scores a 95. Categorized also over here as an IPA, India Pale Ale, at 4.7%. So that's what they say about this beer, but mind you, I already had one, and I already know what's up with it. But, and that Founder's cap is going to look cool on the fridge. Spyderco. Pop one open. And like I said before, I review all my IPAs in the IPA goblet, but at 4.7%, this does not deserve to go in my standard IPA goblet, so it's going to get the Budweiser Hurricane Wings tumbler with a little bit of backwash IPA still in it from the first one I opened up. It is what it is. This is not the most formal or legitimate or fair review, but I'm still going to share this with you guys. And trust me, if anybody's going to tell you about IPAs, it's going to be me. I've at this point had easily at least over 100, probably over 110 different IPAs from across the country and a few from overseas. I know a little bit about this style of beer, especially the American version, and this honestly doesn't really move me. First of all, I wish I could zoom this camera in and look down on this beer. This head has a lot of big bubbles. It's very soda-like. It's very adjunct lager-like. It's a very pop fizzy head. Not something I want to see in an IPA. Obviously, you can tell by the head that they really tried to make this a lighter bodied, more watered down beer. So pop fizzy head to begin with. Now it smells good. It smells like citrus hop. Grapefruit, kind of like an orange rind kind of thing. I mean, the hop smell is there, and that is a definite plus. You know, it may be pop fizzy. Color, I mean, it's crystal clear, but yeah, no, color-wise, it's like an amber. It's like a solid kind of like a matte amber kind of color. So that's a good thing. Got some carbonation going on there. Perhaps more carbonation than one is used to seeing in an IPA. I mean, this honestly looks more like an IPA from Budweiser than from a brewery like Founders. But so far, a good hoppy smell and a decent color. The head worries me, but now let's taste it. And there's hops and there's bitterness, and that's good. But after that, you notice that the body of this beer does not have the depth. The body is not thick enough, strong enough, hefty enough to be kind of, it's almost lager-like. It's not really a heavy-bodied beer. It's not even medium. It's a very light body. Watery and fizzy. Sure, there's a ton of hop flavor, but it's still watery and fizzy, which kind of, like I said, it goes back to kind of like a Bud Light with hops. And there's not a lot of malt flavor to speak with. There's kind of a hint, a decent hint of malts towards the back, but it's really one-sided. It's watery and hoppy. Not a lot of malt, not a lot of heft, not a lot of body. And on the finish is mainly like a grapefruity kind of citrusy hop. And there is a bit of hop resin coating the back of the throat, back of the tongue, but there's a slight graininess. I don't know if they use a bit of adjunct, some kind of corn or some kind of adjunct to kind of cut the malt and cut the grain bill on this beer. But considering the ABV, considering the pop fizzy head, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bit of adjunct thrown into this beer, because there's kind of a grainy character. I wish I had a more refined palate to kind of pinpoint that a little better, but there is a little something on the back end. But all in all, if you guys want to pay $11 for a 6-pack of a hoppy light beer, because that's what this is. To me, this is a hoppy light beer. So if you think that's worth $10, $11, $12 for the 6-pack, go ahead and buy it. It's tasty, it's hoppy, it's better than any light beer on the market. But price versus quality, it's not worth it. If I'm going to pay $11 for a 6-pack of an IPA, I want the full thing. I want 7-something%. I want malt. I want a rich body. I want a frothy head. I don't want this light-bodied, fizzy, slightly grainy beer. As hoppy as it may be, it's not worth the money. If they start mass marketing this thing, in gas stations and such for cheap money, then I will be all over it. But if you're going to pay craft beer prices for basically a hoppy light beer, no, because that's what this comes out to be. Yes, it is hoppy. Yes, it is tasty, but it still has the feel of a light beer, the feel of an adjunct lager. This is basically a gas station tall can with hops. So as an IPA, it sucks ass. As a 4.7% beer, it's great because it's tasty. It's kind of a hybrid style. It's a new idea. I don't know how to rate it, so I won't. I've pretty much told you what this thing is, and you can kind of go from there, try it for yourself, and see if you think that the price is worth what you're getting as far as not being a full-on craft beer, but yet being better than anything that the big three can muster. And that's what it is. So before I run along on this low quality webcam video, I'm out of here. This is the Founders All Day IPA. It's tasty, but it's a light beer. Figure it out for yourselves and see if you think it's worth it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next. Remember, it's hoggiesbeer.com, Hoggie's Beer on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and Hoggie's Beer on Untapped, if you're on Untapped. Cheers. See you on the next one.